Veterans Day is Monday, November 11th, and it is a day when we honor our countrymen and women who have served in the armed forces. Oh, I think I still hear Kenny. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of veterans, the number here in New Mexico is growing as soldiers are returning from Iraq and Afghanistan, and the State Department of Veterans Services is ready to serve those who have served. Cabinet Secretary Tim Hale is with us this morning to tell us how. Sir, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Chad, for having us.
So, first big question, what is the veteran population in New Mexico?
In New Mexico, we've got about 172,000 veterans total, is what we know right now. Now, put that in perspective. Most states, you've got 1 to 5% of your veteran population, or your population is veterans. In New Mexico, we're up to almost 12% of our population right now. So we have a significant veteran population here.
Wow. And are a lot of those veterans, are they New Mexicans, and have they served in Iraq and Afghanistan?
Absolutely. You know, we've got New Mexican native residents who went into service and came back. Afghanistan and Iraq. The Veterans Administration puts all Gulf War veterans into the same category. So we're sitting at about 48,000 veterans that have served over in the Gulf area over the last 10 to 15 years.
Wow, that is amazing.
It is.
Well, so of course, and this is something that we talk about a lot here, civilian life, like returning to it, can be very, very challenging. It offers physical challenges, emotional challenges, psychological challenges. So the question here is, what can New Mexico veterans, what is the Counseling and Therapy Project?
Right.
And what are you doing to help our New Mexico veterans?
Well, we work in coordination with the Federal Department of Veterans Affairs, but where we see gaps, we try and bring together state resources. And that's not just funded resources, that's the great Americans that live in New Mexico. For instance, we've got the mental health care provider community last year stepped up at the urging of the governor and put forth a pro bono care program for those Gulf War veterans who've just returned. 500 volunteers stood up and said, we will give pro bono care to newly returning veterans and families. We've had over 100 veterans and families right now that are getting care. We have providers in every state, or in every county within New Mexico, and we have people who are coming out and saying, I'm going to take that care, I'm going to take that help. So we've got great people just doing great things all over the state.
That's great. And you mentioned a few moments ago about Governor Martinez. She launched the Strategic Veteran Cemetery Initiative. Can you talk a little about that?
Sure can. You know, the New Mexico is blessed with having 2 federal cemeteries, Santa Fe National Cemetery, Fort Baird National Cemetery, really in 2 opposite corners of the state. So we've got a lot of area that in between, where if a veteran dies, the family doesn't have a place that's anywhere close to convenient to be able to inter that person, and really for the family to be able to go back and visit on a regular basis. So Governor Martinez has worked very hard to put together a plan where we're looking at 3 to 4 smaller cemeteries through a federal grant program to try and place veteran cemeteries in more accessible locations around the state. You know, really you can kind of picture, the 4 quadrants and really move away from Santa Fe, Fort Baird, the Silver City area. So we're looking, and we've been doing town halls all around the state for the past month and a half, talking to different areas about that.
Well, and so how is New Mexico celebrating Veterans Day coming up?
New Mexico, we've got celebrations everywhere across the state. If you get on our website at Department of Veterans Services, there's something in every town in the state almost.
Every town, that's great.
New Mexico is really just a strong military and veteran support heritage. Some of the big ones that we've got going on down here in Albuquerque, a parade that starts at Bullhead Park and goes over to the VA hospital. That starts at 9, and then at 11 o'clock there's a large ceremony at the Veterans Memorial there on Louisiana Gibson. In Santa Fe, we've got a similar thing going on, a parade at 9, and then right there at the Veterans Memorial outside of the Baton Building, right across the street from the Capitol, is another big ceremony. And we've got those going on all around the state. I'm going out to Smith Lake chapter with the Navajo Nation to celebrate out there, and we've got people everywhere. But we've got all those sites listed on our website. For instance, down at Isleta on the 10th, they're having a gourd dance in honor of the veterans.
And just unfortunately, we talk a lot more about this, but just real quick, can you throw out that website for our folks to learn more?
Right, it's www.nm.dvs.gov, and we'll put that up on the screen. But contact any of our folks, on any of our service officers that are on the state, and we've got that list posted out there.
Thank you, Tim. Really appreciate your
Thank you,
service, sir.
Chad.
Thank you. All right.